All right, visibility still an issue for a few counties, at least until 6 o'clock. But those of you north of Interstate 10, you should be in the clear as the winds are starting to pick up there. We have had kind of a roller coaster of temperatures over the past month. You can see the number of above normal temperatures definitely surpasses the below normal temperature. 82 officially yesterday, but with the cold front moving through this morning, we've got a nice drop in temperatures for the next few days. Now you'll notice we've got some scattered showers back in the forecast on Thursday, followed by a warm-up over the weekend with another chance for some wet weather. But then a pattern change will unfold for next week. Look at where the temperatures are headed for next week. That means that the overnight lows will be dipping into the 30s and the potential for some moisture returns for next week as well. We'll talk about all these changes, kind of a look ahead of some long-range models coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, let's check back in with meteorologist Elita Loresca because we're dealing with more fog out there this morning.
A little bit more fog, but guess what? It's cold front day, and that cold front is going to help wipe away those clouds and fog down along our coastal communities. Some of the worst visibility now in the city of Warren, also down toward Victoria and Port Lavaca. Already starting to see improvements where the National Weather Service has gone ahead and dropped several counties from that dense fog advisory, including Harris County and pretty much all counties within our viewing area north of Interstate 10. Still have a few counties off toward the east. Still have our coastal communities, Fort Bend County also included in that. But again, after 6 a.m., we've got some big improvements headed our way as that fog clears out. We do have a wind shift being reported right now out of Bush Airport out of the north, and so we just need that wind to get a little bit stronger to help blow out the rest of that low ceiling of clouds that you can still see from our Memorial camera. Down along the coastline hasn't really been too much of a problem. In Galveston, where we've got visibility right now at 6 miles, temperature reading of 69 degrees. The breeze is going to be steadily increasing throughout the day, not just along our coastal communities, but even for our inland areas. Could see those winds gusting anywhere from 20 to 25 miles per hour. So nothing that's going to warrant any sort of wind advisories for today. You can see temperature readings have already started to fall, especially in our far northern counties where they've been enduring that wind shift and a steady breeze this morning between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Don't worry, Houston, you'll get in on the mix. Even our friends down along the coastline, where temperature readings this afternoon will be running as much as 15 degrees cooler compared to yesterday's highs. So we'll manage to see those temperatures fall somewhere in the mid to upper 60s compared to yesterday's highs in the low 80s. We've got 68 this afternoon in Houston, maybe a little bit warmer the further south you go. Those of you watching in Victoria, around Edna, your temperature readings will be closer to the low to mid 70s. But you can see the clouds dispersing once the cold front moves through and we've got sunshine on the way for this afternoon. Temperature readings, as I mentioned, will be somewhere into the upper 60s. Meanwhile, by tonight, for any of your evening festivities, we've got temperature readings that'll be falling somewhere into the 50s. As we get closer toward midnight, we anticipate those temperatures to drop off somewhere into the upper 40s. That should place us by tomorrow morning somewhere in the low to mid 40s. Most of us along Interstate 10 somewhere into the 40s and then closer to the coastline in the low 50s. Should be a relatively nice start to 2025 with not much in the way of cloud cover. In fact, those clouds won't be returning until late in the afternoon and into the evening. And then by Thursday, we've got the return of some scattered showers. So the return of some rain happens fairly quickly for 2025, but it won't be a complete washout. Just some scattered rain showers with low pressure starting to develop. And then let's talk about the big pattern shift. That won't happen until after the weekend. Over the weekend, we actually warm up and we get some rain back in the forecast. We're going to be monitoring a couple of upper air storm systems. These low pressure systems is what send cold fronts in our direction. This first one arriving for the weekend keeps all of the snow, that wintry precip, north of the Lone Star State. But as we look ahead to next week with some cold air already in place, we've got another storm system where we could see it deepen over portions of Mexico and into the Four Corners region, and that could bring a wintry mix here across the Lone Star State. The big question is whether or not some of that precipitation starts to transition here across southeast Texas. Too soon to tell, but we're watching it and we'll let you know if anything changes. For now, we've added some moisture moisture, liquid precipitation into our forecast for next week as temperatures stay above freezing, but we have plenty of time to adjust those temperatures as some of our models this morning are trending even colder than what we've got right now in the forecast, guys.
Elita, thank you.